You are listening to Slightly Warped, the podcast that tackles topics with a unique perspective. Here's your wild card, Richard Kearney, and your whimsical, Ryan Pulley.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Slightly Warped podcast. I'm Rick, joined, as always, by Big Show.
What's
What is
happening?
up, man?
Not a whole lot. How are you?
I can't complain, you know. I know we didn't record last week, but I'm starting to feel that holiday spirit now. I guess I just needed my Thanksgiving turkey to digest.
That makes one of us.
You got
It's
all your
still
Christmas
tough.
shopping done?
Nah. Haven't even started.
I started and finished on Sunday. I'm done. So that's how I'm rolling.
So I should be expected a present in the mail, right?
So
you're not
graced
done. Got you.
with
Got
my
you, got
present.
you. Nah, I need the receipt. I get my money back. Or your money back. How's that?
There you go. Hey, for everybody who's watching this on Facebook, you've clicked the thumbnail by now, but I want to go in a little more in depth and explain what's about to go down, not just for this episode, but other episodes in the future. I got a lot of feedback from some emails and some people talking to us and looking at the numbers, and they really like it when we do unsolved mysteries. So henceforth, the second week of every month throughout 2024, we will be doing an unsolved mystery. It can be true crime. It can be alien theory, anything that piques the interest of us, first of all, and the viewer, which would be you guys. And I'll ask from you guys that are listening and or watching, leave us a comment, drop us an email, let us know what you think, or let us know what you want us to get on.
Yes. Cool.
Now, today we are going to be talking about the mystery of Amelia Earhart, not the chick I used to date back in high school, the Amelia Earhart, the woman who transcended a lot of the things that are going on today when it comes to women doing things. She did it her way back in the day. A pilot, a renowned pilot, and unfortunately, her whereabouts to this day are still unknown. This one, we can talk more about the theories of what possibly could have maybe happened to her. Now, the other thing that I'm doing a little bit differently, we'll get to Amelia here in a second, but kind of flipping it on its head, I want to start off talking about the National Football League.
Okay.
We might as well get this out of the way. The Las Vegas Raiders have officially been eliminated from playoff contention. A moment of silence for every single person on that squad. All right, that's enough for them.
So is that true? They're officially mathematically eliminated?
Yes, because if I'm correct, there's only 4 more games left in the regular season.
Uh-huh.
Every single team in front of them would have to lose out, and that's mathematically impossible because several of those teams play each other.
But aren't you only 2 games? I mean, you're only 3 games behind in the division with 4 games to go.
Again.
And you play us once.
Again, well, I'm not worried about Kansas City. Kansas City's going to win the division. Maybe,
No,
possibly.
I mean you have mathematically you still have a shot. I got to see who you're playing the next 4 games.
See, we've got the Chargers coming up.
That's a
Then the
win
Chiefs.
because, well, depends how we play. You should beat the Chargers because Herbert, he's out for the rest of the year.
Yeah, he is.
So you got the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Colts, and the Broncos. Man, you got a shot.
I won't say that we don't have a shot, but there's other teams that have to, lose out as well.
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, yes, the Chiefs would have to actually tank, but
Yeah,
I
in
mean
order for us to win the division, yeah, the Chiefs.
but the Broncos are in the chase, and you're
Yeah.
only 1 game behind them. No, 2 games behind them, and you play them the last week of the season.
If I base it on the way we played Sunday, yeah, we're eliminated.
I mean, true, you didn't score any points, but yeah, okay, you're eliminated.
2 field goals would have won that game. We couldn't even do that.
Hell, if you'd have kicked 1 field goal, it probably ended in a tie.
But I will say this: I'm not going to take it away without a positive. The defense came to play Sunday, because any other year that would have been a blowout. Minnesota would have ran away with it. That doesn't say much considering it's Minnesota's offense too. But
I mean, maybe if Kirk Cousins was quarterbacking and Justin Jefferson was in the lineup, maybe.
Well, Justin Jefferson was in the lineup until he got hit.
Left for 1 play, wasn't it?
Hey, 1 play's all it takes.
Right. So I mean, he didn't really play. So
yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right. You're right. But so much has to happen. So much. And this is not like 2 years ago when everything fell into place and they made that run to get into the playoffs. Lightning doesn't strike twice.
True.
Now,
I mean, it's definitely a tough road in front of you, but you're not mathematically eliminated yet.
okay.
The probability is slim, but you're not eliminated yet. Lose to the Chargers this week, and it's a wrap.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think you play on Thursday, right?
Yes. Short week. Get ready for it. Let's make it happen. Now, talk to me about the Chiefs.
Man,
before we even get to the Chiefs, the Miami Dolphins, and I'm saying this for you, Debbie, had a chance and blew it against the Titans.
they got outcoached.
It was right there for them. Right there for them. They blew it. If the season had ended on a win from them this week, Kansas City would be on the road to Miami.
No,
not going to happen.
No, we wouldn't. We're the 2nd seed. They're the 3rd seed. I mean, we're the 3rd seed. They're the 2nd seed. We wouldn't be playing at Miami. We'd be hosting one of the four or 5,
That's
6,
right.
7 teams.
That's right. Okay. So, yeah, never mind, Miami. You still blew it, but
they did blow it. And okay, you asked about the Chiefs. So the optimistic Chiefs fans that are out there, it's a probability that we can still get the 1 seed. We're only 1 game behind on the Dolphins. If we have the same record, obviously we would have the tiebreaker because we beat them.
Yes.
Baltimore, I believe, is 2 games ahead.
Yes.
I believe. Let me do this here.
Yeah, I believe Baltimore's 10-3.
Yeah, they're 10-3. We're 8-5. But both the Ravens and the Dolphins have a tougher schedule ahead of them versus what the Chiefs have ahead of them. The Chiefs have the Patriots this week. Then I believe they play the Raiders, then
Yeah.
the Bengals, and then end with the Chargers. So the only tough game that I see is the Bengals. Granted, that's at Arrowhead. Not that that means much anymore, but it's at Arrowhead. So the it's not stacked against us. I know Miami has to play. Who does Miami play this week?
I do not know.
Who does Miami play this week? This is week 15, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Jets are at Miami. That's not a gimme.
No.
But I know the following week Miami plays Dallas. Okay. And then I believe Buffalo and Buffalo and Miami still have to play each other one more time. So that's a tough schedule in itself for them. The Ravens are at the Jaguars. Not a gimme, but they should win that game. But the following week they're playing the 49ers. That could be a definite loss for them.
Yeah, the Ravens had a lot of trouble against the Rams Sunday. They won, but they had trouble.
Yeah. And I believe they finish up. Oh, shit. The Dolphins and the Ravens have to play each other in week 17. So, if we were able to win out and those teams falter a little bit, we're going to jump ahead. I think possibly because of the AFC record, we've only have 2 losses against them. The rest of our losses were NFC. So, it's not it's not, you can't count out the Arrowhead Invitational for the 6th year in a row. It's not going to happen. Are the probabilities slim? Yes. That's the optimistic side of the Chiefs fans out there. And I have a few of them in my group friends that are like that. But let me bring them back to earth just a little bit.
Okay. I think when it's all said and done, you'll be the number 2 seed.
It is time for Chiefs fans to accept we are who we are this year. It is what it is. We have a good defense and a mediocre offense. And we have no room for error. We can't overcome false starts. We can't overcome turnovers.
You are literally one Kadarius Toney toenail away from having a better record.
I mean, he cost us this last game, and he cost us the very first game of the year against the Lions.
True.
I mean, he has 2 losses just on his, But I'm not, the sky's not falling per se, but it's just time to I don't see us repeating. I don't even see us making it to the Super Bowl. We might make it to the championship game, maybe. Depends on where we're seated and who ends up in there. But Dolphins are a tough out. Ravens are a tough out. Don't nobody want to play Buffalo if they're in. They're going to be troublesome.
Yeah, Buffalo is that team that if ever there was a Jekyll and Hyde, it's them.
Yeah, I mean those plays that Allen would hit the other day. I mean, like the one as he's falling out of the end zone or out of the side on the sideline, and he just dumps that to the running back. It's like you just had to tip your hat to him. One thing I am saying that I will say this is, I'm tired of the Chiefs fans whining about Kadarius Toney. The mofo was basically matched up right in line with the Buffalo linebackers. So, it is what it is. It was a foul. Move on. We're on to New England,
which you'll win easily.
We should. I don't know about easily because Bill Belichick always has something for us, but I think
I
we
think
should.
Belichick
I
is
think we
emotionally
should
checked
win.
out.
Nah, they just beat the Steelers, man. They're not checked out.
Well,
But
Sunday
we should
will
win. But we
yeah,
should win.
we will see on
I th-
Sunday.
I think the Broncos play Detroit on Saturday.
Go
Saturday night. I,
Lions.
I think that's Saturday night game. I think there's 3 Saturday games, and that's the third one. And then obviously your Raiders play the Chargers.
Yeah, our fate will be decided on Thursday.
So Chiefs are going to win, Raiders are going to win, Lions are going to win. So there you go. That's the AFC West.
I'm going to agree with that. Okay. Thanks for waiting patiently, guys, because there's some people cussing us out right now. Why didn't you start off with the Unsolved Mystery? Ratings. I got no other excuse. All right, so let's find out what happened to Amelia Earhart. Now, it was 1937. For all you kids without gray hair, that's back when everything was black and white. Literally, it's on TV like that. It was July 2nd morning, nice, crisp, sunny day. She decided to fly, and I want to preface this show because a lot of people talk about her. She wasn't alone. She was with her navigator. His name was Fred Noonan, Noonan, and they took off from Ley, New Guinea, and it was one of the last legs of the historic attempt to go around the entire globe. And the next destination was supposed to be Howland Island, which is in the Central Pacific Ocean, and it's about 3,000 miles away. And a U.S. Coast Guard cutter waited there to guide the world famous Aviator in for a landing on the tiny uninhabited coral island there. But as we all know, Earhart never arrived to Howland Island, and there was some overcast skies and faulty radio transmissions that day, and a rapidly diminishing fuel supply because it was a twin engine Lockheed, I believe, electric plane. And they did dispatch a search and rescue team from the United States Navy and Coast Guard, but nothing was ever found. No wreckage, no sign of a crash or anything like that. And the official report at the time said that they declared Amelia Earhart legally dead, which, if anybody's kept up with any crashes or boat sinking or anything like that in the news, if they don't find you after a specific time, they have no choice but to declare somebody dead. So that's just basically the way it is.
And she was
Now,
declared dead a couple years after she disappeared. It's like 1939 when she was declared dead.
well, yeah, 39, I'm sorry. 18 months.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing though. There's a couple theories about what happened to her. Because this was the 30s, we're around that wartime era. Some people say that she was taken prisoner by the Japanese. Now, for that to happen, and I'm not geographically sound, show you might know better than me. The theory was fueled by accounts of Marshall Islanders living at the time of an American lady pilot held in custody in Saipan in 1937, which they passed on to their friends and descendants. Some kind of theory there. That one's a good theory. And I don't want to ask the question yet. I'm going to wait because I want to hear your reaction to that. Do you think that that's a possibility there?
That she was
Held captive?
caught by Japan?
Yeah.
No. So I'm looking at a map. So they took off from New Guinea, correct?
Yes, they did.
Were they heading towards the United States or away from the United States?
It would be in the Pacific Ocean, so they were going towards Howland Island. I'm assuming that's away from the United States.
Well, if you look at a map, Lao New Guinea is basically just north of Australia.
Okay.
And you said you said they were going where?
They were going to, let me look at these notes again. Um, it was
Because you said it was her
Howland
last,
Island,
it was her,
Howland, Howland Island,
it
and
was
it's
her
in the
last,
Central Pacific Ocean.
it was her last trek to, right?
Yes.
Howland Island is actually in the United States.
So it was going towards the United States airspace.
Oh, okay. I can see it now if you look at a map. Yeah, so they were flying basically east uh from New Guinea, and it looks like Howland Island is basically right in the middle between New Guinea and the Hawaiian Islands.
Okay.
So
So she was
yeah, I mean
close.
she was close to Samoa, Fiji, uh in that area. That's where the Howland Islands is. So she was actually going away from Japan. Um, that's interesting.
Now, now check it out though. Some have suggested that Earhart didn't die on Sapien Island after her capture, but was released and sent to the United States under an assumed name. And beginning in the 1970s, some proponents of this theory have argued that a New Jersey woman named Irene Bolam was in fact Earhart, and Bolam herself vigorously denied these claims and calling them a poor documented hoax. But they persisted even long after her death in 1982.
So what's the theory behind her changing her name? What was the point?
That's the it doesn't tell me that here. I couldn't see that. I'm thinking that if she's released and she goes home, she's like, "Hey, it's me, Amelia Earhart. I'm alive.
I mean,
Let me
she'd
get
get the
back to
red
flying."
carpet poured out and everything.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna go with the crash theory. Um, since 1989, there was a dozen expeditions to, and I hope I don't pronounce this wrong, Nikomoro, turning up artifacts ranging from pieces of metal, possibly airplane parts, to a broken jar of freckle cream, but no conclusive proof that Earhart's plane had landed there. Amid ongoing controversy spanning more than 80 years of debate among these researchers and historians, the crash and sink theory remains most widely accepted as the explanation of Earhart's fate, which I'm going to get to in a second. And it says over 3 expeditions since 2002, the deep sea exploration company Nauticus has used sonar to scan the area off Holland Island, say that 10 times real fast, near where Earhart's last radio message came from, covering nearly 2,000 square nautical miles without finding a trace of wreckage from the Electra. Until that wreckage or any other definitive piece of evidence is found, the mystery surrounding Earhart's final flight will likely endure. Now, going back to that, I am a proponent of the crash and sink theory because no matter what we've got out there as far as machinery and tools to check the ocean is deep. The ocean is wide. I mean, other than space, it's one of those last areas that we have yet to completely conquer. And I firmly believe that she did have some kind of problem with the plane and they went down. And
when was that expedition you were talking about?
oh, let me get this paper here that I just put down. Talking about the last one.
Yeah, where you said it's 2,000 nautical miles that they looked.
Okay, yeah. The company Nauticos used sonar, and it was back in 2002. So
Okay.
that was 20
Some
years ago.
70 some right, but some 70 years after the actual accident,
Yeah.
roughly. Okay.
So assuming that it didn't go deep, the wreckage can still move over the course of that many years before it hits the ocean floor, or it could go deep and deep enough not to be found. I'm not familiar with how deep the ocean is near that island, but I'm pretty sure, depending on where she crashed, that makes a difference as well.
Yeah, and I think it also depends on what the aircraft is actually made out of. Did it catch fire before it hit the water? I mean, what parts were still working? Being underwater all this time, how did, rust and things like that? I mean, because, let's look at the Titanic. It's rusting away. They're saying the next 20, 30 years, you're not even going to know that it's a ship anymore.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. There's parts of it that can't even go up. Once you touch it, it's just going to disintegrate.
yeah, and especially as soon as it hits oxygen, and then decompresses, obviously.
Mm.
So I mean, we don't. I think a lot of the ship could be deteriorated. Could be buried under the seafloor, with the way that the currents and things are always overturning.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible too, because I had to look just to refresh, but I mean, that was the beginning of the war. The Japanese War was 1937, and it lasted to 1945. I mean, it's possible she could have been shot down. Them not knowing what kind of ship it, airplane it was. Um, when did she go down? It was July something, right?
July 2nd.
Because the war started July 7th, 1937.
Yeah, my thing about that is if the war officially started then, there may have been days before that there were tensions.
Right. So if she was in that area on July 2nd and the war didn't officially start till, 5 days later, it's possible she could have been shot down.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible she could have been kidnapped or taken hostage. And then, died as a POW or something in Japan. But I'm with you. I stick to the theory that she probably crashed.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we can't or may never have an answer,
We'll
as
never
with
find
most
out.
unsolved mysteries.
We'll never find out. I don't think, being the year 2023, I mean, we're going just a few years from now. It'll be 100 years since this all happened, right? There's no
Right.
way we're not gonna find anything unless you know she did come back to America and then there was some sort of documentation. But I don't think she would come back and not announce herself, because
Yeah, I can't see that.
she'd have had the red carpet basically rolled out for her. But now also, I don't know, is the Bermuda Triangle somewhere in this area or no?
Ooh, that's a good one. See, now you
I
want me
mean,
to.
obviously Bermuda would be around the Bermuda Triangle, but I just didn't know if.
Now, the Bermuda Triangle, also known as the Devil's Triangle, is see if it gives me a map here. Oh, no, the Bermuda Triangle is by Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's near
So
the
she would have
Caribbean
passed.
Sea.
She would have passed that at the beginning of her journey when she actually officially crossed the Atlantic Ocean.
That is correct. But hey, thanks for bringing that up. That's another unsolved mystery. All everything that's happened with the Bermuda Triangle. I'll have to do that one day. Lots
Yeah,
of goodies.
there's a lot. There's a lot of things that happen there. I mean, they actually dive in that area and they find warplanes and boats from, like sailboats and stuff all underneath the surface down in that area. So, because it's not incredibly deep.
Now, do we concur that we both believe that it's a crash theory that we most likely subscribe to?
I mean, that's pretty much the most obvious answer, being the year that it happened, not having the technology to locate her in a timely fashion. Yeah, I would say she died in a crash.
All right, so that's
But
our theory,
she
and that's all it is a
she
theory.
she could have been floating in the sea, and the seas took her out somewhere. She could have been eaten by some sea animal.
Yeah.
White
Now,
white tip sharks or oceanic white tips. Those are the ones that attacked that the U.S. Navy ship that was bombed during the war. And all those sharks that basically ate a lot of the soldiers. Those are oceanic white tips, and they hear a crash and know that that's food, and they come to that area to feed.
like a dinner bell.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys know our theory. I do want to know and hear from you guys. It doesn't matter what platform you're listening or watching on. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think, whether you agree with us or whether you don't. And a lot of you guys out there that have followed this for a while, hit us up with more facts and let us know why you think it is what it is. We'd love
Yeah,
to
if you
hear from you.
definitely have more information and or statistics or anything, I'd love to hear, you know, from someone that knows more about it than myself.
Absolutely. And if you don't want to comment on your podcast feed or YouTube, you can always email us. I'm always looking at our emails, theslightlywarpedpodcast at yahoo.com. All right, show. A couple minutes before
So
we get out of here. Talk to me.
next week I have a I know you said just once a month, but next week we have one more um unsolved mystery we need to get to the bottom of.
We can get another one on next week. Not a
And
problem.
since it's Christmas time, this is perfect.
Mm.
The white furry thing on Santa's suit, are they sewed to the bottom of his pants or to the top of his boots? Tune in next week to find out.
Only from the mind of Big Show. As always, I appreciate you, brother.
Yes, sir. Missed y'all. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe on whatever podcast form that you're listening to. And yeah.
Yeah,
Go
show us some
Chiefs.
love, everybody. Show us some love. We're trying to blow up in a good way.
Right. And love each other. Tell the people that you're around that you love them. Tomorrow is not promised.
All right. Stay positive, stay blessed, everybody.
Yeah.